welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your boy Dr. Rogers, a research professor in Korea. So this is a very quick short video. KGSP scholarships are all done. So right now, those who apply through the university track will be preparing themselves for interviews. So this video is just to share tips on how you can prepare for the interview if you're one of them. So if you've reached the level whereby you've been called for interview, congratulations. That is very good, because it is not all students who are fortunate to be called for interview. And again, one more thing, not all universities will call their students for interviews. Some will do phone interviews and some will not, and others will do an online interview. So if you're being called for a phone interview, here's the first tip. Use the language which you're most familiar with. There are two languages, English and Korean. Do not go ahead using Korean because you want to impress. If your Korean is not good enough, then do not use it. I strongly discourage it. But if your English is better off than your Korean, use any language which is better for you. The main thing is they just want to cross-check to be sure that all the information you filled in within your application are valid. And again, there are no questions which they will ask which are off limit from what you fill in your application. For example, the first question they're going to ask you is, they might ask you is, how did you know about this scholarship? So you can tell them probably you knew it through a friend, or you knew it through online, or any means which you knew the scholarship. This is just an example. They want to know how confident you are. They want to find out if when you come to study, will you be able to cope with the cultural shock. Do not panic. Do not panic, because once you panic, then you might give the impression that you're not the suitable candidate for that role. Second thing, don't prepare any questions to start reading, because when you're reading, they will probably figure out that you're probably reading, and that is cheating. So strictly, it's just going to disqualify you. So try to answer as much as possible in a calm way that you can. And again, another tip is that they might want to know about, for those especially those going in for PhD, they might want to have a little clue about the research plan which you did propose. I mean, you wrote it by yourself, so you should be confident to explain it as much as possible. And again, the interview is not a moment for you to show off, because they don't oversell yourself, because you might come across as being very proud, and probably they might not be interested in getting such a candidate for the Global Korean Scholarship. And again, if you do not receive a phone call, it doesn't mean that you've missed a step. There is still another step which the university is going to recommend, and to the Korean education foreign education board to select, which is called NEET. So don't panic, but if you reach a phone call, please try to answer as much as you can. And also, in some countries, they are pretty much aware that phone calls connections might not be good enough. So during your interview, maybe the call might cut. So don't panic. Do not really panic, because people who are interviewing you, they are humans as you and myself. So try to do all your best you can at that level, and then let's see the next day. But if you've already been called for an interview, that's already a very good sign, because schools that do call for interviews will select the candidates they want to recommend. They just want to cross-check facts. So, and again, do not try to memorize or cram. Cramming to repeat word for word, because in that doing, it will make you to panic and you end up not answering very well. And again, like I said again, I need to repeat strictly, don't go ahead showing off your Korean skills that you want to impress. That's not what the interviews are looking forward to, because the program is designed in a way that people will come to study Korean first. You can only be exempted if you already have a high level of Korean skills. Then you can go ahead and use your Korean to do the interview. In most cases, they'll definitely ask you which language you prefer to have the interview. So if you love this video, give me a thumbs up, click subscribe. Bye. See you again in my next video.